Welcome back to Show and Tell. I'm Billie. I wanted to start by thanking many of you for subscribing to this channel after you saw my recap of Vogue Knitting Live. I saved some of the good stuff for this video because I knew that one was going on a bit too long. So I do have a haul to share with you. I also have a few WIPs that I wanted to bring you up to date on. And before I do that, I wanted to make a plug for my upcoming knit along. I'll put a picture here of the sweater. I'm also going to show you bits of it later on when I get to my haul. If you're interested in knitting this sweater along with me, I keep pushing the date out because I had an unexpected trip to Japan, which, by the way, I'm working on editing that video so that it's not 3 hours. And eventually there'll be a link here so you can go and see that, but always you can go look at my channel and find everything there. All that to say, it's not too late to sign up and join me on knitting that. If you are still interested, just comment below and I'll get in touch with you. Okay, so now on to the haul. I didn't buy a lot, but I was fortunate enough to have my husband with me during the fashion shows and the yarn tosses. So instead of one pair of hands, we had 2 pairs of hands with which to catch some of the yarns that were thrown out. First up were these 2 balls of blue universal yarn, clean cotton, 100% reclaimed fibers. So it's 85% recycled cotton and 15% recycled polyester. 18 stitches to 4 inches on size US 8 or 5 millimeter needles. So we each caught one of these. Subsequently, we caught these, same yarn, same fiber, same everything. So I now have 4 of these, and they're each 131 yards. So what is that? A little over 500 yards combined. I'm not sure. I might want to give these away. So yeah, comment, let me know what you think, if I should do a drawing or what. I don't know what to do with this stuff. It's fun to catch it. I also caught this concept yarn by Katya. It's their Atenia line. This is 42% virgin wool, 40% cotton, 18% cashmere. So it kind of has the look of mohair. Not particularly a good color for me, so this is up for grabs. And here's the QR code where you can get a free pattern. For a cowl, I imagine that this is enough to make that cowl. So comment below, we'll work something out. And then the last thing that we caught was Till by Pearl Soho. This is 100% Andean Highland wool, and it's a worsted weight, 136 yards, 14 to 17 stitches in 4 inches, and that's on a size 8 to 10.5 US or 5 to 6.5 millimeter. So they're all very pretty, and the blue is a great color for me, but this is like enough to make a hat, maybe. And I don't want a hat that doesn't go with any of my sweaters. So, you know, I'm looking to pass this stuff on. Next up, we went to a presentation by Shirley Paden, and at the end, she was giving away little beautifully wrapped packs of Cardiff cashmere and these chocolate bonbons. Just what I need. Again, you know, the cashmere, I'm sure it's very beautiful, but it's such a small amount. I don't think there's too much I could do with it unless I was going to do a collar on something. I don't know. Tell me if you have any ideas. I have 2 of these, 2 different colors. Okay, the things that I did purchase, were buttons. You know I love Dusty's vintage buttons. I wait for her at the 2 shows a year that I attend, Rhinebeck and Vogue Knitting Live. And I generally bring my sweaters with me so that I can really see if the button is going to work. So this is a sweater you might remember me working on. I forget the fiber content. It's part linen, maybe silk, ramie, I'm not sure, but so it has a diamond pattern, and I was looking for something that would complement that. The first day I looked, I came up empty-handed. The next day I didn't have the sweater with me, so I took a chance at purchasing these, and I think I hit it out of the ballpark. So I noticed that it had that little checkerboard motif in the button, and it had that sort of bronzy kind of coloration, which I thought would go with this, and I think it's just a fabulous match. I only need 3 of these, but this is how she sold them, so I took them all, and if I ever lose one, I'll have a replacement. I never hesitate to do that, especially when a button is this special and it makes the outfit. Next up, I brought this sweater with me, which requires 8 buttons, and I thought I would like to have something that, you know, was like ivory colored and black, maybe all 3 colors, black and white, something like that, but I couldn't find anything that had the right vibe. So for now, I have these. They're mother of pearl, and sometimes when I've bought mother of pearl buttons, they're all different. In this case, all 8 of them are identical, and they are just the right size for my button band. The button band looks wider than it is because it's not overlapping properly, but these are going to be, I think, just perfect for this. Tell me what you think. Should I keep looking, or is this pretty good? That brings me to the sweater that I'm currently working on. This is the sweater for the knit along. I generally like to knit it before we all come together over Zoom. In case there's snafus, I want to have answers to your questions. So I'm not completely done, but I'm a good part of the way through. These are the sleeves, and I'm knitting 2 at a time. I'm down to the cuffs. It started at the cap of the sleeve, and you work down towards the cuff, which is great because then you can measure, is it coming to your wrist or not. So 2 at a time. They're almost done. And then there's the back of the sweater. The reason it's not all the way up is that there's going to be a panel that comes across. It's a very unusual construction, which is part of the allure of knitting this 1930s pattern. So that's partly done. And then the front came on my trip to Japan with me. I had roughly 13 hours each direction of uninterrupted, blissful knitting time. So one shoulder is done, the other not so much. And then the last part are these 2 collar pieces that will be going like this and crossing at the bottom. It's going to be something like that. So my third acquisition were these buttons. No, they're not crystals in there. It's just the way that the plexiglass is cut. And this takes 2 of them. And I think once it's got the gray behind it, I think they're going to look spectacular and sparkly. So I just love these. They're really Art Deco in style. My fave. Unfortunately for me, I had recorded this yesterday and the sound was off, the color was off, so I redid the whole thing, which means my boxing, if you will, is not completely true. I don't know. Anyway, the last gift that I received was from My Fine Yarn. I did a whole segment on her in my recap video. Not only did she gift me this blue, well, turquoise wool felted bag with leather handles and wonderful pockets inside. There's also this Notions bag with a zipper and a cute little pom-pom pull, also felted. Inside were 2 skeins of her beautiful Texian Farm creations that are 70% royal alpaca, 15% cashmere, 15% silk. Worsted weight, 200 yards each. Thank you, Victoria. These are just gorgeous. But wait, there's more. There's also this little package of other accessories. There's a multicolored pen. There's something, it looks like you clip on and it has, what do they call it? A dongle that you can attach. Maybe that's the wrong word. I don't know. There's like a little ring that you can attach stuff to, and I think there might be a pen. I'm not sure if this is pen or flashlight. I didn't want to open it in case one of you wants it. There's a key ring, it looks like, and a pretty pair of lavender scissors. She also gave me this embroidery, handmade, it says suit, but I think they meant sweet. Family heirloom, it says on the box. It's gorgeous. So there's a pair of scissors, there's a thimble. I'm not an embroiderer, so I'm not really sure what this very pointy thing is. And then there's like a flat thing. Maybe it's something you insert under a stitch as you're making it. And this seems to be a case for storing your needles in. So it's beautiful, like green crystal jewels. Would make a gorgeous gift. Maybe I should have you like bid on these things. That's it. That's the ticket. Place your bid, and the highest bid, if there's more than 2 bidders for an item, the highest bid will have the winning bid. There's one other thing in here which I am going to keep for myself, and I had opened it yesterday, sorry, but I'll pretend that I'm unboxing it. This could not have come a moment earlier. My lamp that I used by my bedside just broke and I need to replace it. But in the interim, this is, well, it was working yesterday. It's a rechargeable, maybe not so good quality. I don't know, because I did just fully charge it and I didn't use it. You saw it flash on for a minute. Okay, that's not a good sign. Not reliable. It would be great if it lit up. Come on. Wow. When it did light up, it had a nice soft lighting to it. Well, I'll try and plug it in and see if that helps it. Maybe the battery is just not holding the charge. I don't know. Anyway, that is it for this week. I haven't been with you for a while, so I didn't want to leave you out there hanging too long, wondering how my knitting was going along. You know, I'm busy with so many other things. This is the cashmere sweater that my friend Milan lent her daughter. Sorry, daughter. Hope you're not watching. And she gave it back to the mom. with this nice little hole in it. So what do you do in a case like that? There's no seams, there's no place that I can borrow any yarn from. She asked me to repair this for her, not that I'm such an expert in this field, but she had nobody else to turn to. So what did I do? I took her over to my favorite local yarn shop, Nabavian, and matched up as best as we could one of the Appleton wools. So they have about 1,000 colors. This is color, can you read that? 964. We looked at the colors around this, and then she took it out to natural light and decided that this one was the closest. It's not perfect, but it's, you know, it's a different fiber, so it's pretty much as close as we can get. So I'm going to try and repair this, and I'll come back to you when I'm done. There's the beginning hole. I tried a couple of times. That's like the best that I could figure out to do. If only the color were exact, I think it wouldn't flash so much, but I'm just wondering when it's on her neck. It's really hard to find time to do these videos now, but it doesn't mean that I love you any less. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing, especially all of you who were new since Vogue. See you next time. Happy knitting.